morning and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Barbados. A high-level Caribbean ambassador said on Wednesday it was crucial to establish a new international special tribunal to seek reparations for transatlantic slavery and its legacies in today's society. Earlier this month, that support was building among Africa and Caribbean nations for the creation of such a tribunal on atrocities dating to transatlantic slavery. For over 4 centuries, at least 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped, forcibly transported thousands of kilometers by mainly European ships and merchants and sold into slavery. David Cummingshang, the Barbados ambassador to the Caribbean community, CARICOM, and a well-known reparations advocate, said a tribunal was needed as there was no international court properly equipped to deal with reparations, claiming of such magnitude and complexity. Cummingshang was speaking at the 3rd session of the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent in Geneva. The idea of paying reparations or making other amends for transatlantic slavery has a long history and remains deeply disputed, but has been gaining momentum worldwide. We tell you now that the Biden-led administration has signaled that it could reimpose oil sanctions on Venezuela on Thursday in response to what U.S. officials see as President Nicolas Maduro's failure to meet his commitments for free and fair elections this year. Barring any last-minute concessions by Maduro, the U.S. has made clear it is not likely to renew a 6-month license that granted for the OPEC member partial sanctions relief from October, following an election deal reached between the government and the Venezuelan opposition. It expires on Thursday. Washington had repeatedly threatened in recent months to reinstate punitive measures on Venezuela's vital oil and gas sector unless Maduro made good on his promises, including allowing the opposition to run for a candidate of its choice against him in the July 28 election. Maduro's government has complied with some of the terms of the deal signed in Barbados. The withdrawal of the most significant element of U.S. sanctions relief would mark a major step back from U.S. President Joe Biden's policy of re-engagement with the Maduro government. And now for our international news. Authorities and communities across the United Arab Emirates were clearing debris on Wednesday after at least 1 person died and homes and businesses were damaged in the rare torrential storm. The extent of the damage was not immediately clear as emergency workers sought to drain flooded roads across the country hours after heavy rain subsided late on Tuesday. The UAE saw record rainfall with 254 millimeters, 10 inches, falling in less than 24 hours in a city on the UAE-Oman border, according to the National Meteorology Center. That was the most since records began in 1949, before the UAE was formed in 1971. The UAE lacks much of the needed drainage infrastructure to handle heavy rain. It is not uncommon for roads to become partially submerged under water during extended periods of rainfall. It typically only ever rains a few times a year. I am KERESE Gonsalves. Thank you for watching.